everybody, welcome to episode 127 of Build That House with me. I'm Jim. I'm glad you're back. And what I'm doing here today is essentially I'm going to begin excavating for, yes, that's right, the sewer and water line trench. But this is a clean out, just in case it gets plugged. You can use this as clean out access to your sewer. So you really can't get the bucket in there to dig. So I'm gonna have to manually dig out between here and the foundation. So I was going to do the electrical this summer, but time seems to have a way of slipping by. And if you're going to start digging trenches, the summertime's the time to do it. It's a little hotter, but people will be laughing at me and going, it should take a day. Well, it doesn't. It just doesn't. You got to coordinate people, and there's a lot to be thought about here. So I got to pass through about I got one tech cable, one perimeter drain line that I have to avoid, another tech cable, possibly another sewer line from that house. So you're running into a lot of obstacles. You just don't want to be like cutting a trench willy-nilly, otherwise it'll create huge problems. Well, the machine has arrived. Yes, the machine has arrived. The same machine that dug the hole for the basement and a lot of other trenching at the beginning of the project. And what we're going to do is continue on with what I started here. And Old Roy, he doesn't mind being called Old Roy. It's not a problem. He's 80. He's cool with it. So that's his nickname for the show, Old Roy. We're going to be digging. This is as I described earlier, this is the sewer line. That's the clean out. So we're going to dig a trench all the way down to the road without hitting anything, because there's lots of stuff to avoid. And we're going to put a water line and a sewer line, and we're going to get hooked up. They're very exciting. That's a big part of a house, to get your water in your house and your waste out of your house. So should be an interesting episode. I look forward to getting this completed, and thanks for joining me. I'm pretty excited about it. Good old Roy. It all started with Roy, and he's back. Back where we started 3 years later. Here we go. Right off the bat, this massive rock, huge rock sitting in here. Still haven't found the bottom of the sewer pipe yet, but we're getting there. That piece of pipe there is old Big O perimeter drain pipe from when the mobile home used to be in this location. It's totally defunct. Look at this. It's raining in July, and the new roof is doing its thing. Used to get a few drips inside the house with just a membrane on. That ain't a problem anymore. Perfectly dry now. See that hard pan there, eh? It's like rock. What was I thinking? I was gonna do this by hand. Maybe it was just an illusion. Obviously, this is just a job for a machine. It's probably even a job for a bigger machine, something with a little bit more grit, but we'll grind through this. Look at that, whole hard pan there. Literally just carving through it. Still, I always wonder how much all this would cost if you phoned a contractor and said, I want you to put a sewer line in and a water line in for me. It's marking up the piping, marking up the water line. If you hired this excavator, it'd be marking that up. I'm standing here directing for free because it's my place. But I always wonder what it would cost to have someone else do this for you if you were dealing with it on your own. Right. Just got back from the plumbing supply place. This is what we got done in 3 hours. So enough for me to actually get one in there, see how we're doing for grade. And this is what 13 and 12 foot lengths of ABS pipe look like. And I can see one is quite warped. Oh no, it's sitting up. There we go. Got the pipe. Let's unload it. Remember with this ABS pipe, if it sits out in the sun, it can warp. So what you want to do is get it in a shaded area so the sun can't get to it. So I'll be packing all this into the living room over the next 20 minutes. Okay, that is day one complete. I did get down in there and hook up a couple 12-foot sections, and I got a perfect 1/4 inch per foot grade. And I'm gonna call it a day. I can't believe it. It's just pouring out here. Like last day of July or something like that, close to it. And it's just pouring. Very unheard of here. But I do remember it raining last August as well. So anyway, we will pick this up next session, and it went perfectly. No problems. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. We have intersected the perimeter drain pipe. Don't want to damage it. I'll show you what's happening here. You can see that that's running on an angle, and we're intersecting it. So we have to stay high, and all this will have to take out by hand. Some is hard panned, so I'll need to get out the old power chisel or Hilti or whatever works. Big hassle, major hassle, but what are you gonna do? There's so much stuff in the buried at this point. So as you can see, folks, there's the line, perimeter drain line. Have to go underneath it. Can't dig underneath there with a machine. And it's all hard pan. So it looks like I got about 1 yard to chisel out by hand, which would be impossible unless you had this tool. So old Roy suggested that I borrow his jackhammer. And I've just got back with the jackhammer, and the task is set. He was, he's trying to dig this with the machine. He's bouncing around in there. Guy's 80 years old, it's not good. So I'll probably take a little bit of this out too. Once I get rid of that material, then I can put the pipe in there and make sure that I'm on track for 1/4 inch a foot. Might add that in long stretches of pipe, you can do 1/8 inch per foot. I understand, but I kind of like the idea of doing 1/4 inch. However, here I go. We'll see how it goes. Let's get some. Let's do some video of it. check out this jackhammer action. Butter, people, butter. Oh, what a delight. Hey, I'm back for another session. And this is what I'm dealing with right now. The objective is to get this all cleared out from under here today and take that down to the proper grade. And then go excavate at the other end by the ditch so we know the elevations. Okay, got her done. Got it graded perfectly there. And now I'm heading down to the end of the driveway. By the way, there's a tech cable that goes along here from the power pole to this mobile home over here. So that's about 2.5 feet down. So we're going to be encountering that tomorrow. And if we hit that, game's over. But we won't. Because there's some safety tape, what they call. It's like a yellow piece of plastic that you put a foot or so above where the tech cable is. And that way you know if you're digging. Anyway, here we are here. You won't hit it. Here we are here. And I believe the sewer main comes right into here. So today I'm going to be excavating, basically, as far as I can tell, this whole area, because we're eventually going to have to get to the water supply hookup. And they've just recently put a meter in, a water meter in, and so basically I'm going to be digging up this whole zone here by hand. It has to be by hand. Again, where we ripping stuff apart. And we have a sewer line that goes from the mobile home to here. So it crosses right about there. So again, when we dig the trench here, we cannot hit it. Okay, I'm calling it a day. My back just can't take it. Look at the massive roots there. You can't just shovel it. And I'm trying to figure out what is going on here. One of these is the one that I put in. I think it's this one. And that's the one for the mobile home. But there should be a sewer line. It's got to be back in there, joining in with that. So tomorrow I'll excavate some more and see what I find, but man, that's backbreaking. Killer work. Just noticed an artist visited our backyard here. Must have happened today. Look at that. All right, I just came back for a little more and I found it. That one is the water supply. This one is defunct. That's the sewer. We're gonna tie the new house into that, run a new water line up to the water thing. It's all very clear to me now. So we'll see what Graham the Badback says. I've been saving these for Graham the Badback.
What is it? My back hurts?
But in the Milwaukee font.
Oh, yeah. I love that. Are they stickers?
Yeah, you can sticker anything you want.
I'd put that on, if I had a hard hat, I could put that on a hard hat. Speaking of my back hurts. Oh. 3 sinks and a dishwasher today, laying on my back all